Hello, welcome to Matters of Destiny with Evangelist Rosanna Ataburia. Remember, we have a series that we've been going through for a period of time now, and today we are concluding on that series, meaning that we're discussing the 10th enemy of destiny, and that is negative family altar. Negative family altar is a demonic voice that speaks over a given people negatively. Negative family altar is that voice that controls the daily activities of a given people negatively. You can see it in Jeremiah chapter 35. If you go from verses 1, the voice of Jonadab, that negative family altar over the people of Rechabite, said to them, "You do not have any business with mine." And they were forced to obey that voice. If you read that, there was a time God failed for this generation of Jonadab, and then he sent Jeremiah to go call them. He said, "Tell them I want to change that narrative. I want to take over." But you see, these people rejected the divine invitation of God. They said, "No, we have our forefather and we want to obey the voice of his altar." The voice of his altar said to us, we should not drink wine, and that is okay for us. You see, a lot of people are being controlled by the negative family altars. You do things the other way, and sometimes after doing it, you start thinking, what has actually happened? What has come over me? It is a sign that you are under a negative family altar. Listen to me. Family negative altar is a voice. You don't need to joke with it or ignore it if you are a man of destiny. See, these altars can bring anybody down if no action is taken. You can see in the book of First Chronicles chapter 4 from verses 9 and 10, the Bible spoke about a man called Jabez. It says to us that Jabez was more honorable than his brethren, meaning that Jabez came with a greater assignment, but something questioned his identity. Something altered his personality. Something took him to the place of smallness. Something took him to the place of poverty and bitterness. Something took him to the place of emptiness, and that was the voice of his father's house foundation. Until Jabez took the action that he took in Chronicles chapter number 4 from verses 9 and 10, Jabez was still a bitter and a sorrowful man. So, your knowledge of what the altar in your mother's house or father's house is one of the key to your success in the place of destiny. So I ask you again, what is the altar speaking over your family? What is the altar speaking over your father's house? What is the altar speaking over your mother's house? You are a man of destiny. You are a woman of destiny. You are a figure on the lane. Don't ignore your father's house altar. Don't ignore your mother's house altar. Remember what happened to Moses. Moses was one man with everything that God has blessed a man with, but something from his native foundation spoke against him and he lost his place. See, you do not ignore your father's house altar if you want to move forward, if you want to excel in the place of destiny. A lot of people on the road of destiny and in the place of destiny have been found delayed, have been found stagnant, have been found frustrated, have been found confused. A lot of people have lost their strength and even identity. A lot of people have lost their personality. They have lost their focus on their assignment because of the voice of the negative family altars in their father's house and mother's house that was ignored. Listen, when you understand what this altar is, when you understand the operation of this altar, the statement of this altar, the language of this altar, the covenant backing this altar, whatsoever that it is that has to do with the altar, you can break it, you can destroy it. Yes, if the altar is a bad one, what can the righteous do? Psalm 11 verse 3. The righteous can demolish it and build another one. Just the same way that Gideon did. There are invisible weapons with which you can activate your victory over that family altar. And the Bible spoke about them in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 from verses 4. He said, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but mighty to the pulling down of strongholds and every other thing that rises its aid against the knowledge of God in us. Anything that rises itself against you, whatever it is, whether it's an altar from your father's house, whether it's an altar from your mother's house, can actually be demolished when the knowledge is in place. There are spiritual weapons available in our environment that God has given to us to dismantle this altar. So it is not what anybody should be afraid of. Oh, it is my father's house foundation that is limiting me. Oh, it is my mother's house foundation. People don't rise in my family and all of that. No, you will rise in the name of Jesus Christ. You will make it on the journey of your destiny in the name of Jesus Christ.